Thank you. Dean Jeffries, distinguished faculty, friends and families, graduates of the University of Virginia School of Law. Thank you for the honor of allowing me to share this day with you. Commencement speeches are very much a mixed bag. It's my job to say something that will inspire you, something you'll remember and use again and again over the course of your career. I would like to tell you about the commencement speaker at my law school graduation and the huge difference he made in my life. Except I can't. It's been 24 years. I don't remember who it was. But here's what I do remember. During the morning, the outdoor part of the ceremony, the medical school graduates marched right next to the law school graduates. I don't know if they've continued that tradition. It was fun for us. As we proceeded in, we chanted very quietly and gently, "Tort law, tort law." And they chanted, "Tort reform, tort reform." I'll tell you what else I remember. It rained. And not just a little bit. It poured, which in and of itself is not that big of a deal, except that the dye in our gowns apparently was not waterproof. After the ceremony, just in time for the receptions and family photos, we discovered that our clothes, our arms, everything we had was stained deep purple. I am sure that that particular gown company wished they had not rented that bunch to law school graduates. Because not soon after passing the bar exam, several of my classmates announced that they wished to initiate a class action pursuant to Rule 23 of the Rules of Civil Procedure. And I won't tell you exactly what happened, except we also learned a lot about the law of damages in the course of that lawsuit. That being said, may your graduation day stories be just as colorful. No pun intended. Now, one thing is for sure. Your newfound status as law school alumni will ring hollow for the next few months. Frankly, except for your freedom from attending class, you'll scarcely notice a difference in your lives. After all, you'll be studying for the bar exam, and the Alumni Association will see to it that you continue to write checks to the university. Now, you'll study hard for the bar exam, and I wish I could tell you not to sweat it, but who am I kidding? Until you take and pass the bar, you cannot practice law. And while you'll soon have the bar exam behind you, I am sorry to report that you will never outrun the Law School Alumni Association. The CIA could learn a thing or two from these people. So please take my advice, just give them some money, no one will get hurt. Enough about all of that. Today is a day to celebrate the completion of 3 years of study groups, lectures, all-nighters, and exams. That part of your legal training is over, and for that you should be very proud. And as I stand here, I am struck by the juxtaposition of graduates and faculty, because today you are mirror images of each other. In the faculty's mirror, they look at you and see the best of themselves in your training and in your accomplishments. And to the faculty here today, I say, job well done. Now, as you look back at the faculty, you no doubt see glimpses of who you hope to be one day. To you, I say, get to work. You have big shoes to fill. Because to be successful, you need to master a world where progress is marked not just by change itself, but by the ever-accelerating rate of change. We've seen this coming for centuries, but only now does its pace begin to startle us. In the span of a single lifetime, we now bear witness to changes in our world that once took centuries or more to complete. The result can be a frightening and confusing, disjointed newness. The quicker we can make order and sense of change, the better off we will be. As the futurist Alvin Toffler once said, in describing today's accelerating changes, the media fire blips of unrelated information at us. Popular forecasters present lists of unrelated trends without any model to show us their interconnections. As a result, change comes to be seen as anarchic, even lunatic. And many professionals, including you, the lawyers of tomorrow, will be needed to make sense of this rapid rate of change. Your job will be to sort out where to alter the law and where to leave it alone. As the philosopher Albert North Whitehead once surmised, the art of progress is to preserve order amid change and to preserve change amid order. In particular, lawyers will do well to prepare for 3 areas of fundamental change that promise to affect the entire legal profession throughout this new century. The first and most obvious area is technology. Advances in science and medicine and engineering will continue to converge, with results so spectacular they exceed our imagination even to predict them. Consider that 1.4 million years passed between when our ancestors discovered fire and when they invented the wheel. By comparison, it took just around 5,400 years to create the internal combustion engine. And from there, it took less than a century to devise how to use fire to lift men and their wheels to the moon for a space-age buggy ride across the Sea of Tranquility. And when you consider that we have now mapped the human genome, that our mobile phones allow us to watch videos and make them, and that we may be only a year or 2 away from a production line car that routinely gets more than 100 miles to the gallon, it becomes clear that the speed with which our world reinvents itself is astonishing. And as the changes come faster and faster, someone needs to make sense of them. In a nation of laws, this work falls to the lawyers. You will be asked to sort out the strengths and limits of people's right to privacy at a time when everything that can now know about us, from our online shopping history right down to our DNA, can be digitally quantified, tracked, stored, and put to someone else's use. Virtually everything you've studied in law school, from the conduct of discovery and litigation, to the protection of private property rights, to the fundamental premises underlying the law of commercial transactions, will be altered based on new developments and technology. The truly superb lawyer will get ahead of these changes. To paraphrase the former hockey player Wayne Gretzky, you must skate not to where the puck is, but to where the puck is going to be. The second area of change that will shape your career is in international law, or more important, the international practice of law. We've all read about economic globalization, but let's put it in context. You can be in Kansas City and have a client whose supply chain stretches across 3 countries and 2 continents. And each country will have different labor laws, environmental regulations, court systems, and the like. Or you can be in Phoenix defending a malpractice action in which the critical x-rays were read by a technician located in India. The point is that international law will no longer be the province of a few specialists and academics. It will be part and parcel of the routine practice of law, and you will have to master it. Third, as new lawyers, you will face challenges to the rule of law itself. In my years of private practice as a United States attorney, as a state attorney general, and now as a governor, I have witnessed the steady hand of justice continue to shape what our nation's founders so hoped our country would be, a more perfect union. During that same time, however, some Americans have shown less respect for our nation's laws. For some, the importance of controlling the government for partisan purposes supersedes all else, particularly where the judiciary is concerned. It will fall to us, the members of the legal profession, to defend the judiciary and to explain to our fellow citizens why judicial independence is so fundamental to our form of government. The future of this democracy and the future of our nation's judiciary is ultimately up to each of us, and especially to you, this graduating class, the future leaders of the legal community. Now, through all of these changes in technology, globalization, in the rule of law itself, you will be perched right at the razor's edge. You'll benefit from the excellent education you've received here at the university. You'll draw on the continued support of your family and friends. And rest assured, you will be pulled in a million different directions all at the same time. So as you make your way into this changing legal world, I have 2 simple recommendations. My first recommendation is that you seek to hang on to yourself and to what gives your life meaning. For the next few years, you will work at an insane pace to log billable hours and to master the actual practice of the law beyond that contained in the casebooks. Don't forget about yourself in the process. My things are opera and tennis. My staff knows it's a matter of sanity. They don't schedule meetings during tennis, and they don't bump an opera night for a political fundraiser. Now, you don't have a staff yet, but you do have the right to nourish your spirit, keep close to your family, and grow in ways that extend beyond knowledge of the law. My second recommendation is this. Wherever you practice law, be sure to use your profession to improve your community and those who live in it. If you've chosen to practice law purely for financial gain or to fill someone else's expectations of success, you've missed the point entirely. Because to know the law is to know how to make this world better through its proper application. And to practice law properly is to engage in public service of the highest order. Never forget that being an attorney is not just a job. It is a calling. It is a way of life. Partnership in a law firm should not just be the end goal. It should be the means by which you empower yourself to engage in much grander pursuits on humanity's behalf. And pro bono work is not the dreaded chore of the modern lawyer. It is a duty and it is a privilege. Performing community service means more than exercising checkbook philanthropy. It means volunteering on nonprofit boards, championing local causes that need your help. And to some of you, it will even mean running for public office. And trust me, that's not as bad as it looks. So for the future, I say do all of these things and do them well. For tomorrow, I say good luck on the bar exam. And for today, I simply say congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, you've done it. Thank you very much.